Guys, welcome back to another video about getting licenses. Today we'll go over the Florida X-ray license. We'll start out on the ASRT website, go to Standards Regulations, come on down here and click. We'll go to Individual State Licensure, and it'll bring us to the page with all of the states and links to how to get the licenses. So today we'll do Florida. Click on that. It's going to bring you over to the Florida Department of Health websites. We want to click on Applications and Forms right here. And you can do this online, which is pretty nice. And it says it'll take about 10 to 13 business days to get a response. But let's click down here and check out the printable form just to see what we're dealing with here. Certified Rad Tech. All right, so the first few pages are basically the requirements for the app, which you're going to need. One of the things here as you read through, if you have a state or if you have a license in another state or you've passed the ART test, you can click buy endorsement and save a couple bucks on the application fee. If you're a Florida resident and this is your first license, you'll click buy examination on the application and you'll see that further down. A few more things that you'll have to submit. Keep reading through, background history, pretty standard stuff, what to do when you mail it in. But they have an online app, so you probably won't have to worry about any of that. So here's the actual application. Um, Pretty much the same stuff as all the other ones, your name, mailing address, phone number, some personal info. Um, this question here is unique that I've seen from other ones. Would you be able to provide healthcare services in special needs shelters or to help staff disaster medical assistance teams during times of emergency or major disaster if your employer releases you to do so? That's pretty unique. If you feel like you'd want to go to some, especially in Florida, some hurricane ravaged site, or who knows what would happen, and your boss will release you, you can click yes, and they'll actually put you on a list and call you up. So application type, what you'll fill out is, if you're X-ray, it'll be general radiographer, and this is where, if this is your first license, it'll be by exam, and if you already have ART credentials, you can do by endorsement. Save about $5 there. We'll scroll on down, list your education, any other licenses or certifications that you have, yes or no. So this is pretty simple. I like the way this is laid out versus some other applications have you do them individually and then you'll have to send off to your state and then that state will have to send off from there back to this state. It's a little ridiculous. This is pretty simple. I like how they've done it. You're basically going to put the other state you have, if it's Delaware or something here. If you're basic X-ray, mark that. You'll put your license number, the expiration date, and if you've had any disciplinary actions, yes or no. If you're multimodality in one state, say it's Delaware and you're X-ray, but you're also CT, I would just put Delaware again and then CT instead of trying to mark them all on the same line right there. Uh, and then pay attention. This is question 6 and B. Have you ever been denied licensure or had disciplinary action taken against you? That's going to show up later on. So if you click yes, just remember that question there. Your background history. Have you ever been convicted of or pled nolo contendere, I guess? This is going to show up later too. It's going to have its own uh, form to fill out. So if you click yes, you're going to fill out the background history form for each offense that you've had. So that'll show up later on too. A couple statements. Everything you've written down is true. You understand what's going on here. Sign and date. This is so Florida likes to have your actual social security number on file for some reason. This form itself basically is just saying it's exempt from public records, but you're gonna fill out your name and your social and just sign that that's your social. Well, that's kind of weird, but your background history report. fill this out. And this one, I believe, is in reference to the other one. If you've had any issues, felonies or crimes or anything like that, this is the one you'll fill out, each one that you've had, and you can kind of plead your case here, what happened. You'll send those in. License verification, this is the one in reference to that question 6B. If you ever had an issue with a license, you'll fill this out. You'll kind of give the reason, plead your case, sign a date, and then you'll submit that also with uh, with your application. If you're a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, you can actually apply to get your fee waived. Um, so you'll send in your application, a DD 214 or NGB 22, and complete the waiver request, which is down below. Gives you the stipulations, which is basically you have to be discharged honorably within 60 months of submitting the application. It'll waive a lot of the application fees, but it's saying that it may not waive all of the application fees. So, and there's basically your form here. Just kind of fill this out, sign date, and send it in with. That's pretty much it. So everything's broken up into nice little chunks. If you've had an issue with a license, it's got its own form. If you've had an issue um, with the law, it's got its own form. So just make sure you read through, fill those out, and submit those in. If you're doing it by paper, I assume this is the exact same form that's on the online version. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this helps. If you don't want to go through the ASRT website, I'll attach a link below, and you can just click on that, and it'll take you right here for the Florida application. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.